The Catholic Church. An organization spanning almost 2,000 years, and the most popular religious organization in the world, the Catholic Church should be at least somewhat familiar to everybody watching this video. One thing the Church is known for is being a non-profit organization. A non-profit organization is an organization established primarily for charitable purposes. The Church is free to access to anyone who wishes, as long as the doors are open, and you are not required to pay anything towards it, although it is encouraged to do so. A sort of give back to the community mindset. They may not enforce it, but when the collection plate comes around and everyone around you are all dropping money into the basket, you may feel intimidated into donating lest you garner the ire of the devout Christians named Karen and Deborah with their holier-than-thou attitudes. But surely, the churches don't raise enough money to cover their bills by means of the collection plate alone, even if they are the largest papal organization on the planet. Churches don't pay taxes, but they still need to cover utility bills, rent, and payroll. So how is the church so lucrative? How do they bring in enough money to cover these expenses? Most churches are not mega churches where the pastor says it's pastor time and starts pastoring all over the place, hitting the T-pose and spontaneously taking flight. Now, we're gonna cover ways the church can get money and how they should be broke, and then we'll get into the theory. So if you want to skip ahead to the theory itself, you can jump to this time on screen or use the chapters on the video. Also, I should probably make it clear that this video was scripted and partially edited before I found out about the latest Pope news, how he has pneumonia in both lungs apparently. This may be very poorly timed, but gotta keep on the scheduled grind set, you know? Besides, if the Pope passes today, Sunday, February 23rd, which pneumonia can do to older folks, then clearly, God wanted it to happen, and therefore I called it. And you can then henceforth refer to me as Prophet Bowtie Productions. I am apologizing for my previous statement. It has been brought to my attention that according to all known laws of aviation, there is no way a bee should be able to fly. Its wings are too small to get its fat little body off the ground. I am apologizing for my previous statement. It has been brought to my attention that making a bee movie reference at this time is not, as the kids say these days, skibbity bussin' Sigma style. But yeah, let's hope the Pope doesn't perish anytime soon. Parish. See what I did there? Parish, like the church term. I am apologizing for my previous statement. At this point, I might as well just pull out a ukulele, but my strings are all snapped from how many times I've already milked that joke. Alright, got off on a bit of a tangent there. Anyway, let's continue. So the collection plate isn't the only way the church can bring in money. Along with the plate, the church can also get government grants, invest, start pledge drives, ask for donations straight up, host fundraisers, and rent out their facilities. Another Bowtie Productions lore drop for ya. I was raised Catholic and went to a Catholic school from preschool through 8th grade. The church associated with my grade school held a festival every year, and so did many other churches around the area. Volunteers stepped in to run the food tents and the kids' games, and they would hire and rent rides and ride operators and those midway games. I would volunteer in the kids' game tent every year, and boy, I was a whiz at the skill cranes. Unfortunately, due to dwindling numbers of guests and lower funds, I don't think any parishes in my area do festivals anymore, which sucks. They were the highlight of the summer season. COVID really threw a wrench into all that as well. But basically, all proceeds from the food tents and the kids' games went directly to the church. So with these special events dwindling, the lowering of people actually going to church, and rising prices making it difficult for the people to donate in the first place, there should be a larger concern in regards for churches having to close their doors. Now, perhaps each local diocese has some rainy day fund set aside just in case, or perhaps the Vatican has a Scrooge McDuck money vault beneath it, along with the fabled secret library. I can definitely make a theory about that too, just let me know in the comments if you'd like that. Either way, logically speaking, the church should be steadily running out of money, and if the Catholic Church was forced to close churches or raise a sizable amount of money, we all know that all those hungry vultures, reporters, would make that story front page for God knows how long. But we haven't seen anything. The numbers don't add up. The churches should be financially concerned at the very least. So either A, They've got more money stored up than we realize. B, they're keeping any closures quiet in fear of looking weak. Or 3, they've got another source of income that can hold them over for a while, and I think that last scenario is our winner. The Catholic Church is not free from controversy, obviously. There are a lot of sexual abuse scandals involving children, unfortunately. Oh, and how I mentioned I went to Catholic school? Yes, I was an altar server, and no, my priest did not touch me. We had a few different priests while I was going to church regularly, and they were all good men, so please don't think that every priest is bad. If anything, the majority are good from what I can tell. Anyway, just because the lower rings of the hierarchy are good, that doesn't mean the higher ones, where more power is held, are also good. If anything, I'd expect more temptation when you have more power. So finally, the theory section. I think the Catholic Church is organizing exorcisms for monetary gain. Hear me out. An exorcism is a legal practice in the Catholic Church where an exorcist, a priest or higher-ranking official, with permission from the local bishop or higher, approaches the possessed person, prays, and commands the possessing demon to retreat. Now, the church does require the person be seen by an actual doctor first these days, because long ago, mental illness was often confused for demonic possession. Also, the person may be strapped down to protect themselves and the clergyman. But you want to know a few weird things? First, the most recent exorcism on record happened in 2021. And second, exorcisms are another way for the church to gain income. While the exorcism itself will not be charged, it is possible that the exorcist will ask for a donation to cover travel expenses. So what if the church has made a deal with the devil? Literally. What if demons get access to the people and can possess as they please? The church sends exorcists to deal with the demons. The exorcist performs a fake exorcism and the demon takes a dive and leaves. The exorcist then charges the family for travel expenses, but in reality the money goes directly to the church. Meanwhile, the demon goes on to possess another victim and the cycle continues. Most exorcisms stay off the record in order to not raise suspicion, and since the church doesn't pay taxes, the money flies through as a donation under the radar. In exchange, the demons can possess ordained priests from time to time, and insert themselves within the church ranks with the capability to cause whatever problems they choose. The church can face as many criticisms and scandals and still be afloat, so it's basically an infinite money glitch in favor of the church. But leave your thoughts and theories in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.